Hey, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to do another list, and it just so happens to be worst albums of 2020. Worst, bad, terrible, garbage, yay. So, yeah, I'm gonna try my best to speak as fast as possible because you know I talk a lot. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do dishonorable mentions because I just don't want to cause hatred and negativity. But let's just say that, Katy Perry's latest album, Smile, and Jaden Smith's latest album, Cool Tapes Volume 3, almost ended up on the list. Almost. Also, there's one album that I really, that I want to put on the list, kind of, but because I don't want to support this album at all, support the artist, in fact. I just don't want to put the album onto the list, and that is, the latest album by Tory Lanez. Now, I know innocent proven until guilty, but his side of the story is just unbelievable. And I think Megan Thee Stallion's side of the story is way more believable, in my opinion. And given that, you know, he sort of dodges his accusations and sort of beats around the bush on the album, is just goes to show that he has things to hide as well. So, yeah, and the album itself musically is also really generic, but not as terrible as some of the albums on this list musically. And also, again, I don't want to support the guy. I don't want to direct attention to this guy, so I'm not gonna put that album onto this list. And also, I haven't heard that album enough to put it onto this list, but you know, you know. Okay, number 20. I'm giving it to Glass Animals with Dreamland. Yeah, this album is the kind of album that serves as a soundtrack to everyone who's vibing, having a nice fun time beside the swimming pool, enjoying life, while in the outside world, outside of that swimming pool, there are disasters, riots, things are on fire, things are burning, people are dying and getting sick. But no, gotta hang out by the swimming pool or whatever that is because life is just so good. Yeah, Dreamland is a pretty bland album that's very derivative of other bands. The performances and the melodies are kind of corny and awkward and many times. Not a good album. Moving on at number 19, I'm giving it to Shawn Mendes with Wonder. Gotta shout out to Shawn. Gotta give a quick shout out to Shawn, my man Shawn, for landing a spot on this list just right before the year ends. Just right before the year ends. Because, oh my god. This album, it's basically like generic mainstream pop in a nutshell. But then at the same time, Shawn Mendes sort of tries this thing where the song suddenly blows up like instrumentally. Suddenly, all the instruments just blast out of nowhere and then suddenly abruptly stop again and again and again and again. And that's so friggin' annoying. That's so annoying. If you want to stick to generic mainstream pop, just stick to it. What the hell is this? What's this blast thing? Alright. Number 18, I'm giving it to Drake with Dark Lane demo tapes, where Drake has once again released a super boring, flat bunch of songs where it's just a bunch of demos and a bunch of leaks. I can tell it's a bunch of demos because it's produced so sloppily and so poorly, and then we have the leaks which are so forgettable. Um, yeah, why did you even make this album? Why did you even compile this album? There are questionable lyrics here and there, and yeah, Drake's performance is just very sleepy and comatose. Again, 2C Slide is on this album. I'm in love, love was life. I'm in love, love was life. Alright. Number 17, I'm giving it to Blackbear with Everything Means Nothing. Oh my god, so philosophical, such a thinker. Yeah, this album is quite literally the anthem for all the Californian rich white fuckboys who think that women are nothing but. Of course, every time I film myself, somebody's gonna throw a party outside of my bedroom. But yeah, this album, it's it it assumes that all women are basically like sex machines and are property chained to men. And then there are songs like why are girls so hot? Why are girls so cold? They stab you in the back. And then there are other songs where, blackbear sings about, oh, partying. I'm so socially awkward. I'm so socially awkward, but I want to get some girls. I want to get some bitches, and I want to cocaina or whatever. Actually, smoke some weed. We're not junkers, but we're not junkies, but weed. Okay, oh, it's California. Come on, live a life, live a life. But yeah, even though some songs here are legitimately catchy, the production, the singing, everything's just so glossy and sugary. Time to turn it off. All right, number 16. Oh my god, I feel bad for putting this album onto this list, but I kind of have to, and that is Lil Tecca with Virgo World. I mean, I don't have much to say about this album other than that it is boring, boring, and boring. Some beats are a little, a little psychedelic, a little dreamy, but most part of the album is just generic, boring trap rap. Period. All right, number 15, I am giving it to Reason with New Beginnings. Reason is the latest, the youngest, the freshest, the greenest signee of the Top Dog Entertainment record label. And Beginnings is a New Beginnings is a pretty so-so, actually pretty below average album with below average performances and beats and instrumentals. A lot of the tracks on this album is derivative of Kendrick Lamar. So there's that. Anyways, number 14. This album sucks. Justin Bieber, Changes. Justin Bieber tries to launch himself back to relevancy with this album, Changes, where he tries to make some changes. I don't really see that he changed. I mean, if there is any change, it would be that his music has gone from terribly cringy to boringly cringy, because Changes is incredibly boring. There are actually 3 types of songs on this album, because for some reason every single track that has a rap feature or a singing feature on this album have to have the same beat. I don't know why. And then the last act of the album are all guitar ballads, just one after one after one. It's basically one boring, bland wasteland with Yummy in the middle, which is just the worst song of the year. So you get the idea. Alright, at number 13, I am giving it to Joyner Lucas with ADHD. Going into this album, I didn't expect it to be this bland and forgettable, but here we are, because ADHD is basically 1 hour of lyrical miracle spiritual individual, and that's basically the whole album. Also, given that the album title is ADHD, you'd think maybe Joyner is gonna talk a little bit about ADHD, but instead we got these skits of, oh my god, this boy is crazy. This psychologist is saying that he's crazy. Joyner Lucas is a beast. Alright, number 12. My man. I don't want to put the album onto this list, but I kind of have to. Future, High Off Life. I don't know why, but some people actually like this album. Why? This album is bland as hell. Again, there are so many albums on this list that are here solely because it's so boring. I just want to turn off my brain and my ears because I don't want to fall asleep. High Off Life, while some tracks have nice beats, again, most part is so generic. It's so repetitive. It's so uninspired. And the album is so just botched. There are just so many tracks. Alright, number 11, pretty much all the complaints I have with the Future album, but slightly worse. Lil Baby, My Turn. Okay, people are just commoding outside of my bedroom right now. They're just commoding. Okay, My Turn. You know, little Baby's kind of right, because after Gunna released his awful album last year, it's Lil Baby's turn to release an incredibly mind-numbingly boring album. It's his turn. There we go. Alright, now we enter the top 10 worst albums of the year. At number 10, I'm giving it to Machine Gun Kelly with Tickets to My Downfall. Instead of his usual rap, Machine Gun Kelly tries his hands on some pop punk. And wow, it's bad. I don't know why, but some people actually enjoy this album. They probably haven't heard much pop punk in their lives, because this is the blandest, most generic, most annoying, and most basic pop punk album I've heard in a long time. Every single track is literally just or something like that, and it's annoying, it's basic, it's shallow. Machine Gun Kelly, I was actually shocked when I see him took a photo with his child. I'm like, whoa, you're a father? You're a father already and you make this album? You're a dad and you made this album. Are you serious? But yeah, the production, the guitars, they're all really basic. Moving over, we have number 9. And of course, I'm giving it to 6ix9ine with TattleTale. Again, I want to forget about this guy. I want to erase this guy from my head, you know. But damn, TattleTale, more like trash, because it is trash. 6ix9ine is known for making some really upbeat, loud, crazy rap music where he just screams his ass off, and not even in a cool MC Ride kind of way, just in a way it's annoying, growly, like he's some character from Sesame Street. Maybe edgier, maybe a snitch. That's exactly what's going on with TattleTale. Some beats on this thing, man, they're grating. They're like rubbing sandpaper against my ears. It's grating, it's annoying, and it actually hurts. That one song, oh my god, that one song where the beat just warps around and it's just scratching and scratching and scratching. Okay, at number 8, I'm giving it to Psychosexual with A Torch to Faith. I haven't even heard of this album until recently. But yeah, given that Psychosexual already ended up in my worst songs list with their terrible Let the Sin Begin with the spooky demon sex. Same goes for the rest of the album. Equally garbage. Psychosexual tries to do this, you know, raunchy, hellish, demon, sinful, sexual thing. Like, it's so cool and edgy and stuff, and it's goofy, it's cartoony, it's cringy, it's corny. Okay, it is the year 2020, and nobody looks at the album and go, "Damn, that's so cool, demon sex." It's actually really hilarious. You know, the guy, the frontman of the band, looks like friggin' Jim Carrey in Mask, but red. He doesn't even look that intimidating. On top of that, the guitars, the drums, everything is so basic, and the vocals are so stiff. They're so stone cold. They're so robotic. It's ridiculous. Alright, Anyways, number 7. I'm giving it to Danzig with Sings Elvis. Danzig used to front for the Misfits. Now he sings Elvis. This entire album is where he covers Elvis songs, and it's just rancid, basically, because he does these songs no justice with his very swibbly, jiggly vocals. The instrumentals are so poorly mixed, kind of off key sometimes, and off tone sometimes. It's so poorly produced. It's just a technical disaster. Number 6, I'm giving it to Trapt with Shadow Work. I've talked enough about boring rap albums. Now we have a boring rock album where every single track is literally the same. And all the song titles, man. The song titles are so, like, the moment you hear the song title, you see the song title, you're like, okay, I'm not going to listen to the album. Letting You Go, I Wish I Hadn't Let You Go, Getting Near You, Near Me, like The Truth About You, like titles like this. I've completely forgotten about the song titles on this album. I'm just totally guessing. Yeah, again, every single track sounds the same. It's boring, it's bland, it puts me to sleep. It's like a wasteland, basically. It's a wasteland. All right, number 5, Trippie Redd with Pegasus. Oh my god, I feel really bad for Trippie Redd. I mean, he seems like he seems like he's a pretty cool dude, but oh my god, 2 hours of this, or is it 2.5 hours? I forgot, but it's a very long album. And it's a very bland and boring album once again, where Trippie Redd tries to do this Travis Scott thing, like, ooh, dream rap, cloud rap, psychedelic rap, very dreamy. So the production on this thing is literally hazy, cloudy, very faint, very watered down, barely existent, and that's it for 2.5 hours? Are you friggin' kidding me? There are like 24 tracks on this thing, and it's so boring. It's just one track after the other of the same thing over and over again. Alright, you know, the worst offender of the boring hip hop sin has to be Nav. Coming out with not only one boring rap album, not two, but three! Three boring rap albums in 1 year. Three! You have to be delusional to think that you can release 3 albums where every single track literally sounds the exact same and think that your fans will just suck it up like it's nothing. Because it is nothing. It's a freaking void. It's a goddamn abyss. I feel like I'm falling into the abyss. I feel like somebody teleported me to 000 in a Minecraft world and I'm slowly falling into the abyss. This is exactly what it sounds like. 3 albums? Are you kidding me? Okay. To be fair, the third album, Emergency Tsunami, is a little bit better because the production is a little bit dreamier. But the first 2, with the Good Intentions and Brown Boy 2, man, Nav with his microcosmic tiny flows. And that's it for the whole track. And then the next track is probably gonna sound like it's mind numbing. It's mind numbing. Nav borders on making ambient music. He might as well change lanes. Alright. Number 3, I'm giving it to G-Eazy with Everything Strange Here. This album is an absolute disaster. It is actually quite the spectacle, where instead of the usual rap, he tries his hands on some singer-songwriter. Yes! More rap artists trying out different things. Singer-songwriter. And what is this abomination where he just vocally creaks over these really washed out guitars? It sounds ridiculous. It sounds goofy as hell. he also does these covers, and these covers are so derivative and kind of confusing. These original songs try to be like, like, ooh, TikTok e-boy, ooh, so lonely and so moody. And it's just so cringe, man. It's just so cringe. All right. Number 2, Green Day, Father of All. Green Day is back with vengeance because this time they promoted their album with a billboard saying 100% pure rock, no Swedish songwriters, no trap beats, no features. It's gonna be rock music, rock and roll. And they released one of the worst rock albums I've heard in years. This is so cliche, so generic. It fits into all these like early 2000s alt rock tropes and cliches and mash them together in the ugliest way possible, like they're making a rock Frankenstein. The lyrics are so bad you'd think they're written by an AI, but no, they're actually written by actual humans. They even put these millennial whoops in this track, ooh, in the middle of their rock songs. What are you doing? You're saying, oh, no trap beats, no Swedish songwriters, yet you're putting a millennial whoop in your rock song? Are you friggin' serious? It's all the reason why people had moved on and had forgotten about this genre is because this genre is being used and abused so hard. It's been so cliche and trite, and people are just milking this genre and making an album like this with such a terrible album cover, like somebody vomited all over it. Alright, number 1, worst album of the year. Can you guess it? Can you guess what is my worst album? Sam Hunt's Southside. Sam Hunt broke the dimensional barrier. He broke the space-time continuum to drop a real doozy. That is Southside. Yeah, way in the South, man. Way in the South. We got a whole different breed of white girls. Sam Hunt. This is everything people hate about country music. This is exactly why there are a lot of country music haters out there. This is exactly why. And this album is still somehow worse. Worse than that. Okay, of course we got the very boring country tracks where literally nothing happens. We got the country songs with trap beats on them. Trap beats in a country song. And that's not even the worst part. We got That Ain't Beautiful, where he uses the most manipulative ways and language to try to tell his love interest to come back to him because she's like his property or something. So, oh, you're trying to break up with me? That ain't beautiful. That's not you. You're breaking character. Come back to me. We even have other songs with very patronizing and very sexist lyrics. And then there are songs like Young Ones, which is one of the worst songs of the year, where the hook is literally, we're the young ones, we're the young ones. And it's like he's having an epileptic seizure while recording the song. And then there's the Let's Sin Together, because again, he's from the South Side. It's kind of religious. So having sexual intercourse, oh, you're naughty, you're naughty. But he just can't resist his horniness. He just wants to get with someone. So he's like, okay, I'm going to sin with you. Let's sin. And one of the lines is literally doing things in the wheat fields. Doing what, Sam? Doing what? Oh my god, I can't imagine how people eat bread in his town. Speaking of town, that one track where he's like, ooh, I know you've broken up with me, but I see you like 50 miles away in a restaurant. So maybe you still have feelings for me. I don't know, man. I think you're just living in a small town. I think that's it. Also, the logic that he made, like, wow, I saw your mom's employer shopping in a grocery store 3 aisles from me. You must still have feelings for me, right? That's crazy. It's such a crazy coincidence. And as if that's not dumb enough, there's that one song where he literally compares a woman to a friggin' road. To a road. To a road made with like mud and asphalt. Road. 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 He compares a woman to a road. Yeah, and of course, the guitars, they're all really generic. The vocals are bad. The whole thing is either boring or unbelievably cringy or downright sexist. And it's just a buffet of crap. It's poo poo. So, yeah. What's your least favorite album of the year? Comments below, let me know. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more. I'm going to do my top 50 best songs tomorrow, and then the best albums list the day after tomorrow, and the worst movies, best movies, the year in review video, and then I'm done. Okay? Okay?